Hi everyone, it's Anne from Curious Moon Design. Well, as my newsletter suggested, this week I'm going to be doing some page decoration. Now if you follow me regularly, you'll know that I made this book out of old papers and envelopes. So I'm working in this at the moment. I have done a few pages, which I think I've shown you before. They've worked out rather nicely, but there's quite a few pages to go. I think the last one I did was this, which was collage, and I've just added frames to those little collages and some writing, which I think looks rather nice. I just cut these words out of a book, and they just followed through. I went down to the river alone, I watched, and the winter sun shone, watching the life in and around, enjoyed sitting by the river, walking back from the river. I think they're rather nice. Makes up a little story. Now this page I've completed. My friend Marilyn sent me these rather lovely, beautiful images of fans, oriental fans, and I'm going to be using those. I picked out this one and I just layered it with some brown paper and added the plate. I think that looks rather nice there. Now this was a collage I've made on an envelope, and just to complement the fans I've looked out a picture. Now where is it? Now it's one of a pigeon out of my nature book. And I'm going to have those feathers, I think, which would go nicely with the fan, in that frame. But I don't like the cellophane. I don't like the shininess of it. So I'm going to take that off and just stick that on there. And that's because I want to decorate this page. So I'm going to take this cellophane off, stick the pigeon feathers on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this page of words from my nature book. I'm going to cut it out so it's framed with the collage, but I'm going to decorate this before I stick it down. So what I'll do is I'll cut this out. I'll stick the pigeon feathers down, cut this out, and then I'll come back when I'm decorating. Okay, well I've cut the cellophane out. That came out rather easily. I'll put that to one side, might be able to use that for something else. And I've cut the pigeon feathers out, so I'm just arranging those how I think they might look best, and they do look much better without the cellophane on. So I'm going to just stick those on the back of there, and then I've also cut the piece of paper out I'm going to have here when I've decorated it, but I thought that hinge might show, so I've got a piece of paper that I've cut off here. I'm going to add to the hinge. It'll make it a bit more sturdy anyway. So I'll just stick that down there, and that won't show then, won't show the blue. And then when I'm ready to decorate, I'll come back. This side, I'm thinking of, because I've used the feathers to complement the fans. You would have had fans made of feathers, but I've got some feathers cut out from the washi tape collage. I might add to that side to decorate as well, but we'll see. I'll just concentrate on decorating the other page for now. I'm going to try and stencil this tree shape onto the worded page. I also want to extend the trunks down, so I'm going to move it Whether that's going to work or not, I'm not sure. Firstly, I just want to secure it with some washi tape. And I'm going to use black ink. So here we go. So I'll come back when I'm moving the piece down. Okay, well I'll try and do this on camera. My head might get in the way because I need to be right above it. I'll take those bits off. I don't want the leaves or little twigs, I just want the stem, so I'll attempt to do this. So it's about that much. I think I'll have to do smaller bits at a time because they get a bit wide. We'll see how it looks anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to move that down a bit more, and then when I take it off I'll come back. Okay, well, moved it down 3 times, so I'll just take this off and see what it looks like. Yeah, so rather effective. Got to be careful not to smudge the edges. I think I'm going to put a border around, let it dry, and then add it to my page, see what it looks like. Just a little tip, before I clean my stencil off, I put it onto a plain piece of paper with my brayer, got as much ink as I could from it, and there's a faint little mark on this tea stain paper, which I will go round with a highlighter pen just to bring it out, and that'll be another page decorated, which I'll show you another time. So what I'll do now is get my book, find the page which I think is there, pop the page back in. Got to remember this is a work in progress. It's going to take some months to finish it. Okay, so this one is going to go on here. I'm going to have to trim that up, and the bit of edging covers that there. I'm going to stick that down on there. Now, I'm not quite finished with it. I want to cut out some wording to go on it. I'll have a look through the book and see if I can pick out some bits that will go nicely on there. Okay, what I've done is I've put a little bit of white paint on the tree stumps just to lighten the wording, so you can see the trees a little bit better. What I could have done was painted over the words before I stenciled, but I think that would have made the ink less dark. Anyway, I can try that another time. I've cut these words out of the book. The book I'm been using is Janet Marsh's Nature Diary. I've shown you this one before. It's got some beautiful illustrations, and in the book I've cut out a couple of sentences. This says, on one of the warmer mornings recently, I walked downstream towards the wooden bridge. The willow twigs and young branches were more orange. So I've cut the sentence out and then put it onto another piece of paper. I inked around this piece, and then with black I inked around the white piece. Now I'm going to stick those something like that, and then I'll put it under a book before I put it in the page, just to keep it flat. But because it mentions orange in the wording, I thought it would be quite nice to put a few specks of orange on the branches. Now this may be my downfall. That's art, isn't it? We have to give it a go. And so I'm going to get a little bit of paint. I haven't got any thick paint, but I've got some watercolour here. I'm going to mix up a little bit of water with that and try and speckle on here. When I've got it all ready, I'll come back and show you. Okay, here goes. Got some paint here. Okay, I think that'll do. We'll see what that looks like when it dries out, and then I'll stick the wording on and we'll see what it looks like in the book. Okay, the paint is dry. Don't know if you can see the orange flecks on there. And now I've got the words to put on. I've got them here at a sort of a jaunty angle, but I've been playing around with them, and I think I'm going to go for a straighter option on this particular piece because, well, just because the trees are very straight, and I like the look of it. But we'll try another angle on another piece. So I'll just stick those down. Okay, there we are. It's placed in the book, and I'm really pleased with the effect. I'm pleased that I added the orange there, and the words make a little bit of poetry. So if you like watching me decorate this page, please press the subscribe button and the like button, and come back and see me next week when I'll be crafting with fabric and paper. Bye for now, everyone.